welcome to another episode of Man Club. Today we're going to take on a three-part series. It's something I've been wanting to do forever. My car is almost 4 years old, and what can I say? Santa's been good to me this year, or basically I've been good to myself, and decided to, work real hard, so I might as well enjoy some of the fruits of my labor, so to speak. So we went ahead and purchased the HFP kit, the body kit. And again, this is probably going to break down into a three-part series. We'll go from basically the simplest difficulty, or the easiest, and middle, and then the hardest, which I think the side skirts will probably be the easiest. The back bumper will be moderate, and then the front bumper will be the most difficult. So today we're just going to do this side skirts. I'll take you through doing it on the driver's side. I'm sure the process is exactly the same on the passenger side, so I won't show you both, but I'm really excited to get this going, so let's get going. Tool list for today is pretty light. We need some gloves, maybe some eye protection. It's kind of nasty when you're working underneath. You don't want crap falling in your eyes. We've got towels with clean towels with alcohol, some touch-up paint, a ratchet with an 8mm for the bracket, a very short Phillips push pin, a thin flat tip in case you need to pop out any of the body clips, and an angled Phillips. We've got a measuring tool for marking stuff. We've got a roller to help the adhesive smash on, Sharpie, a putty knife, and a utility knife to get out the underbody coating so we can mount up the bracket correctly, and some tape. But most important of all, you need a good attitude. Okay, to start this off, I've already got it up on jack stands, as you can see here. But basically what we're going to do is we need to wash the basically, you don't want to go into this with your car all dirty, so do yourself a favor, wash it off real quick, and then after that we're going to rub it down with alcohol in the places where the adhesive will be sticking. And that's all pretty much on this underside here. When you do jack it up, also turn your wheel like you're hanging a left, so you can get in there and access the screws. What I've got here is a bottle of alcohol and a lint-free wipe. Basically, I'm just going to follow this contour here down and wipe the whole thing, going into where this undercoat starts. Just get it all nice and clean, and you want to make sure that you don't have any road tar or anything on there that's going to prohibit the adhesion. Okay, after we got everything nice and clean, we're going to have to do some measuring and marking with this template here. Starting point is this break in the body. Basically, we're going to hook our ruler up here, go back 165mm, which is 6.49606 inches, so basically 6.5 inches. We'll set this thing up like that, and we'll mark right there, and this will be the top of the mounting bracket. Yeah, so you can see the little mark I made there, right there with a Sharpie. I just measured back. I can't do this while holding the camera, and you basically just put your template up there, and you can see right where the template touches there, I've got my mark. So basically I'm going to come up and touch the very bottom of that mark with the mounting bracket. Okay, for the second measurement, we use the same crease in the body as a starting point, but we're using template B here. We're going to come back 39.76378 inches. That's 1010mm. So basically 39 3/4. And you'll see this thing sits nicely right where the door jamb starts to curve up. And I've made my mark there. Again, the bracket will come and very, almost touch the bottom of that line. So we got one more to go. Okay, for C, we're going to start here at this back point. What I did is I just came in and went to 2.5, and I put a dot up at the top just to show me where that 2.5 was. And you kind of just fit this template in the contour, and you mark your top of your line. That was the easiest way to go. So that was 65 millimeters back from here, or basically 2.56 inches, so just over 2.5 inches is what I did. Okay, this is one of the mounting brackets here. Basically, we're going to find the middle. Real easy to do. Right here, we're going to basically just going to cut it and be able to peel the backing off this adhesive. And on either end, we're going to cut about 3/4 of an inch and pull the adhesive back also and tape it up. Let me do that real quick and I'll show you what it looks like. So on the ends we have like a 3/4 inch part that's just cut off and exposed adhesive. That'll get us a starting point for the either end. And then here in the middle we split it and peeled it out over the edge and just taped it on the other side so we can start pulling this and sticking it. And then on the other end, same thing, 3/4 inch exposed. We close the door, and now we're basically going to try to line this guy up here and tack it up temporarily with the exposed pieces that we've got. We're going to line the front edge up with the break in the body here and work our way down. Okay, you just want to triple check, make sure that you're lined up with the lines. If you've moved them at all, you just kind of pull it off, because it just pull it off real easily, and because we only have a little bit there, it should come right off. But now that we look like we're lined up on all three, we're just going to take the edge of our tape and start working this back. And as you go, make sure you stay in line with the marks. Come all the way down, just kind of gently tack it up all the way down. Let go, there it is. Pull all that off, just lightly push it down, and we'll do the same for the front. And I have a little rubber wheel that'll just very easily smash this stuff down. If you don't have one of these, you can use your palm, your fingers, whatever. Just make sure you get it good adhesion. And they say in the manual, don't do this if it's under 60 degrees Fahrenheit. So it's got to be warm to make contact and stick. Thankfully we live in Texas and it's about 75 degrees out here today. Okay, we got our mounting bracket on. We come to the front of the vehicle. I already had mud guards on here, so I've already had this done, but if you didn't, this is in the front wheel well. This is the back part of it. These two plastic pieces here, I want you to take a push pin and indention, make an indention in the center of it, so when we use the self-tapping screws, you'll have a place to start. Otherwise, sometimes the screw will just kind of dance around and not go in on center. So if you have a center punch or a push pin, that's what you want to do here and here. Okay, so back out here at the vehicle, I've basically taken the side panel and I brought it out here, laying it on the packing material because we don't want to get scratched up. And I just temporarily mounted this bracket, which is what holds this back part on. There's a couple of screws right there. Just get it in loose. Basically, we're going to hold it up on the body, and where this piece mounts up under here, we need to cut some of this foam stuff, under whatever they call it, underbody coating. We need to cut a little away so this bracket can have a place to sit. So basically we're going to hold this up here real quick, and I'll show you what I did when I get it done. So here underneath you can see how that bracket's going to set when you set it up here. And I basically just put a Sharpie mark on either side of it. And just make sure you get it to where it's, you know, kind of flush as far as right there. You're just kind of holding it up there, but that's what we got to do. Okay, basically now we take our utility knife. We'll just make some cuts in this stuff. It's really not that much on this side, and cut it over here. And we'll take our putty knife and just try to work it off. And it doesn't look like there's that much here, but we'll get it out of there. And then I think they got us touching it up with some paint. But you can see this will just give your clamp something to sit on, and really not, otherwise if you left this here it would just flex, I think, a little bit, and it might work itself loose with all the road vibration. So alright, we got it all cleaned up for the most part. And get some paint. We'll wipe it down with alcohol first, of course, and then let's put some touch-up paint on there. Okay, so we do have some Honda matching paint. I mean, it looks like it already has some primer on it, but I guess the gist of it is you don't want it to rust. So for you boys up north and salt your roads, probably a little bit more important to do this. We don't have that problem down here, but nonetheless, engineers thought it up and they designed this instruction, so I think we'll do our best to follow it. So we'll just slop it on there. It's really nothing pretty, and just kind of get it all to where you don't see the metal anymore, and that looks pretty good. And give that a couple of minutes to dry. While that's dry, we'll go ahead and prep these adhesive tabs. They give you a nice long length of them here anyway, but let's try to get the red over the edge, and just so it's easy to pull these off. Otherwise you're going to be in trouble, because this probably is going to take some finagling to get this thing mounted. We come to the point where we're going to slide this thing on. Here's the front, and if you look at the very first three tabs, they have a slot, a big slot and a small slot, which correlates to the big tab and the small tab here. But that's only for the first three. The second three, they only have a slot for the big tab. So the smaller tab is going to go on the outside there. So this is probably going to take some jimmying to get this thing on, but I say start at the front. Make sure they all line up, and then you slide it backwards and lock it into place. So let's give that a shot. Here goes nothing. Hey, Kenneth, next door neighbor. One pops out, the other goes in. There it goes. You just want to make sure you get it all flush, all the way down. No parts are sticking out. That means you didn't miss a tab. You can come up here, gently tap on it, kind of get it flush. And that probably is the hardest part of this whole thing. Back up here at the front wheel well, going to loosely install these two screws, self-tapping. Back here at the rear, we're gonna take this clamp and loosely install it, and then I think our paint's dry enough. We'll loosely install this, just get it all kind of mounted up. Let me put the camera down, and I'll do that real quick and show you what it looks like. Okay, we've got our little clamp here. We just got it finger tight on the back, and here got the two screws going up. You can see the arch of the bracket here, and the welded in nuts are on the top. Just want to make sure that that's straight and it lines up. And you can see we hit it pretty good. I cut a little bit extra wide on our little paint spot, but we got it pretty good. Okay, now we got everything loose. We're basically just gonna get our tape here, pull off the adhesive, give it a nice little push, work our way down. Just one by one, come off nice and easy. Tape them up. I want to clean off my roller here, and not with a lot of pressure, but just a little bit. Really help that adhesive stick in there. Alright, now all we got left to do is tighten these two up and go to the back, tighten that bracket up, and we are done with this side. It's just lather, rinse, repeat for the passenger side. And there you have it. This looks pretty good. Can't wait to do part 2. Well, this concludes another episode of Man Club. This was part 1 of a 3-part series on installing the HFP underbody spoiler kit, whatever you want to call it. Some people call it the Aero kit. I call it the kick-ass kit. Pretty excited about it. First one took a while. We'll see how the rear and front go. I know they're a little more involved. They involve drilling and cutting. So we're going to take our time on this. We're going to film every little detail, get you the knowledge that you need in case you want to try it yourself. Until next time, keep them hanging.